Good morning, guys. I haven't done one of these for a while. It seems like I'm always starting these videos out with. I haven't done one of these for a while. Here recently we've had some very cold weather here in Florida, and I figured I would throw a video out there to kind of help a few of our green thumb friends and not so green thumb friends. Whatever color your thumb is, here's a little bit of tidbit for our guys out there that want to call your contractor or your lawn guy after you have a freeze and say, you know, hey, I need you to get over here and cut this. It looks horrible, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. My advice is just deal with it for the next couple of months, 30 days, 60 days. Just deal with it, because you're going to notice behind me, about a week ago, all of those plants, those annuals, were actually bright red and white, purple, and beautiful. You'll see them all over here. But this morning, after a radiant freeze, they are all burnt and frostbitten, dying. But that death that you find on the top of the plant actually insulates the plant, so it protects it from future frosts. So if you go in here, now I know these are annuals, and that's exactly what they are. They're annuals. You replace them to get rid of them. But this is a good example of a drastic burn. So what you want to do is leave it for the next 30 days or 60 days and just deal with it, and it will protect it. The death on the top will insulate any future frosts. Secondly, a radiant freeze is when the temperature during the high point in the day and the low point in the evening drops greater than 40 degrees. When it drops greater than 40 degrees, it's called radiant freeze, and the xylem and the phloem, which are the nutrients highways inside of the plant, that fluid on the inside, the plant doesn't get an opportunity to adjust or prepare itself for cold weather. So the xylem and the phloem still has nutrients going up and down, feeding the root system, feeding the foliage, and that expands when it freezes. And everything, it traumatizes the plant, it kills the plant. You get something called a radiant freeze. Anyway, anytime you get this, leave the foliage on there, don't do the trimming, let it do its thing for the next 30 days, because in the spring, after say Valentine's Day or March 1st, for some of the more delicate stuff, you can do a hard prune, and your plants and your landscape will be much happier and healthier. Anyway, so I'm going to pan around here, kind of show you some of this death. And actually, this is Pristine Place entrance. It's really good. Even after a radiant freeze the other evening where it got to 26 degrees, you'll see some of the plant material, because it was designed properly, should not, if it was out here in the open, should not have made it. But because I designed it in such a way that it's protected from the northwest wind, we still have beautiful color all the way across this. Here, take a look. Down below in front, you'll see everything that was out in the open, the annuals there, they all got a hard freeze, hard hit. But our red sister ties, our bougainvillea, and the variegated shell ginger, all of that stuff, 26 degrees would kill it. But it's been designed properly and maintained excellent. There's a lot of color out here. This looks beautiful. Anyway, all right, so my advice. All right, you turn this thing around. My advice is to let that death sit for a bit. Insulate the plant, because if you remember, this time last year we got a radiant freeze on Valentine's Day. It killed a lot of stuff. What happens is you prune it and you start cutting this death off, and then in about a month you get that little virgin growth. that is growing on top of where you've pruned it. It promotes new growth. That virgin growth is the very first thing that gets hit, even when you get just a slight frost or a cold evening. It's going to traumatize the plant material. So just don't do anything until after Valentine's Day, preferably up to March 1st. After March 1st, prune away. But your landscape will thank you for it. All right, guys, have a good day.